Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where today I did this eyeshadow look using my Melt Amor y Mariposas eyeshadow palette. I think this palette's really beautiful and I specifically wanted to use 3 shades within it. So if you'd like to see how I did this, then don't go anywhere. If you're new to my channel, hi there, my name's Rachel. I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. I love to play with colorful eyeshadow. It's one of the many ways I enjoy expressing myself, and I upload about 3 videos a week, sometimes 4, all kinds of eyeshadow related content. So perhaps you'd like to consider liking and subscribing so that you don't miss any new videos. So the inspiration for today's video is actually these 3 shades right here within my Melt Amor y Mariposas palette. I really want to play with this light pink and then these 2 dark purples. I may grab this pink shimmer and I may put some green on the lower lash line. Those things are undecided, but I know for sure that I want to use this trio. So let's get started. I'm going to prime my eyes using the Glam Light Icing Primer. This is the shade White Frosting. I like to have a white base because I feel like it helps the shadows pop. I mean, I'm like a medium fair skin tone, I suppose. I don't know. But I like to have a white base and I don't put it everywhere, so it basically all gets covered with shadow. I like the brightness that a white brings as a foundation for my colors. I actually want to start with the darkest shade. That's hard to choose from because both of these dark purples are very dark. There are a lot of really dark shadows within this palette, but I think I'm going to start with Almohada. I'm going to take a small blending brush. I'm trying a slightly new technique today. I'm taking Almohada and I'm going to dip into the pan and then place it as the darkest shade of my look. So I'm putting it just in the outer corner and I'm keeping it contained to the lid space itself. I do not want to bring it up past the crease. Honestly, I'm kind of trying to keep it below the crease, like just below, because I don't want the shadows to extend too high. I'd rather use the transition color at the crease and working up. So I'm just sort of trying a couple new techniques today. There's nothing super new or crazy about it. It's just a matter of finessing and fine-tuning my technique so that it becomes what I want it to be. I'm feeling really tired today. I mean, I slept well last night. My baby was only up twice, I think. Sometimes she's up 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Especially if she has teeth coming in, then she's up a lot. But last night she was just up about twice. And one of those times I didn't even have to take her out of the bed and nurse her. I'm trying to wean her. It just feels like it's time. I'm not producing as much as I used to be. She's fully on food and she likes food. And so nursing is just a matter of comfort for her, not her main source of food like it used to be. So last night, usually when she wakes up, she wants to nurse. But last night I was able to hand her a baby bottle with water in it because she loves water. She will literally walk around the house with a sippy cup with water and a baby bottle with water and just go like this. Not even kidding. She's a very hydrated small child. So I gave her a baby bottle with water last night. She fought it at first, but then she realized what it was because she was half asleep, you know. So she realized what it was and then she grabbed it with both hands and started sucking on it and just fell asleep like that. So I got to go back to sleep and it was nice. And she's so cute though. Oh, she's so cute. This is such a beautiful color. Now I want to take a slightly larger and also pinched and a little bit looser blending brush. I want to take the shade Nube. And I'm dipping in very lightly. You can always add more. You can't take away if you put too much. So I'm dipping in really lightly. I want to use this to buff out the edges. So this is the shade that I'm putting in the crease on the edge of the color that I just laid down. And I'm going to use this to transition up and blend. Now it's not a great blending out or transition shade because it's so dark. So I might take one more shadow in here that's more of a skin tone and use that. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm just placing this on the edge and adding in kind of another layer with this much more plummy purple tone. And now and then I'll color switch my brush and just continue where I left off without more product. Then with a medium blending brush, I'm going into the corner right here and just gently softening these edges. What I do in this outer area is smaller and smaller concentric circles to just taper it off in a small sort of cat eye or pointed shape here. But it's really subtle because you're just blending out into nothing. All right, so here's where we are now. I think these colors are so beautiful together. I'm not sure that I've actually used these 2 together. I don't remember for sure, But I feel like I haven't because they're both so deep and they're basically the same level of depth. I've probably used, I mean, I know I've used them with other colors, but I don't know that I've used them together. They are so pretty together though. So now I want to add this light peachy pink shade. It's called Abuelita. I'm going to take another small blending brush and dip into Abuelita. And then I'm going to put it on the entire lid space from the inner corner out to meet the mattes. So it'll go like, I don't know, halfway, something like that. It's another pretty tone. I think this palette is so beautiful. If I could change anything about it, I would take the two neutral shades and change one of them out because I feel like they're pretty close, you know, basically the same color. I know there are differences between them, but they're not very significant differences. So I would choose one of those shades and switch it out with a lighter mid-toned matte, maybe a lighter purple matte probably, because we've got green mattes in light, medium, and dark tones, and we've got this pink that I'm using right now, which is a mid-toned pink, and then a darker pink. The shade Perla is a very dark, reddy sort of pink. And then we have a lot of other dark shades, which are more purple based. And I think that the palette is missing a lighter tone, or at least a medium tone purple. Something to work a bit better with all of the purple tones that are in the palette. But aside from that, I mean, the palette's just beautiful. I think it performs so well. The color selection is just lovely. There is a lot of fallout with this pink shade. I don't know if you can see that, but the inner corners on the bridge of my nose, both covered in fallout from this Abuelita shade. But it's pretty, and I'll fix it later. I do want to deepen the outer corner a little bit more. So I'm going to take the blending brush that I used before for the dark purple, and I'm going to dip into Charro, which is the deepest shade in the palette. And I'm going to put this on the outer corner, basically right on top of the first purple that I laid down. I really want to add some contrast. Okay, I want it to be more purple, and I think that Charro color actually made it sort of brownish. So I'm going into, with this small blending brush, going into Nube. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Nube? I want to bring purple into the look. That's better. So I'm placing this on top of where I placed Charro. When I edit this video, I'll just say that you can skip Charro if you want to, because I don't think it's adding anything to the look. There we go. This is bringing in more purple. So if you did want to deepen it up from like 2 steps ago, just use Nube. And then dip it back into Abuelita. I'm really just working these two shades together now, tapping one onto the other until I soften this transition line, because I don't want it to be choppy. Okay, here's where we are now. I've not yet cleaned up the fallout, but it's okay. I'm going to take a flat C or shader brush and grab the shade Sagrado. And I'm going in kind of lightly with this one. It doesn't need to be super heavy because I'm not going to add it as shimmer on the whole lid space like I often do. I'm just going to put it at this transition point. So I'm going to spray my shimmer with a setting spray. I usually spray my shimmers, unless they're ColourPop, because, well, I usually spray my shimmers because they give me a bit more control as far as where they go, and there's usually less fallout when you spray them. I don't generally spray ColourPop shimmers when I'm applying them in a large area, because ColourPop shimmers apply really nicely just with your fingertip. But if I'm applying a ColourPop shimmer in a small space, like an inner corner highlight or the lower lash line, then I spray them because I'll have more control over their placement. So I'm just putting this here where the mattes meet, and this will just add a little bit of sparkle. It's not really going to transition from one color to the next because it's basically the same color. I mean, it's not the same color, but it's similar to the same color as the peachy shade, but it's pretty. I want to do it because it's pretty. How's that? Flipping the brush over to the clean side, I'm now just going to drag a little bit of the matte onto the shimmer from the darker side of things. Go back and forth. Now I'm going to clean up under my eyes and then be back to do a lower lash line. Alright, I think I do want to put green on the lower lash line. I'm always drawn to the greens in this palette. They are so beautiful. But I'm not sure which ones I want to play with. Should I play with all of them? There are 3 matte greens in here and they go light, medium, dark. So that's kind of great. And then there are 2 green shimmers. One is like a sagey silver and one is a beautiful teal shimmer. I don't think I've ever used that teal shimmer. It's so beautiful. I might need to do a look focused on that shimmer. It's gorgeous. I don't know if it's going to work for today's look though. I'm going to take a small blending brush and grab the shade Cariño and put this starting at the inner corner. Just going to keep the green on the lower lash line because I've got a lot of that peachy shade at my inner, the inner upper lash line. I don't know. I've confused myself. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do this as like an inner corner pop where I put it in the center where the two corners meet. I'm just going to put it on the lower lash line. So I'll start it here and drag it about 1/3 of the way. Now I'm going to go to the next darkest one, Sentimientos, and put this in the center. Blend it softly into the light green and then drag it out towards the outer corner. And then I'll grab the darkest one, which is called Guamujil, and I'll put this on the outer corner. Guamujil is more of a mossy green. I'm just blending that into the dark purple over here. Then I'm color switching the blending brush that I used before, and I'm just trying to work at these edges a bit to soften and buff them out. There, what do you think? That's pretty, right? It's kind of cool. I'm going to take a light green eyeliner. This is the shade Aglow from ColourPop. I'm going to tightline my whole lower waterline because it's going to accentuate the green but also brighten it, sort of make it pop a little bit. Okay, that's kind of cool. Do I want to do anything else? I think I want to take this Cielito Lindo shade because I'm bored and it's fun. Cielito Lindo is the Sagey Shimmer. I'm going to put it on a small flat brush and I'm going to spray it because I'm just going to put this on the inner corner. And I want it to be pretty controlled as far as where it gets laid down. So I'll put it right here to bring in a little bit of sparkle and shine to the very inner corner. All right, that is how it's going to turn out. What do you think? Do we like it? Kind of? Sort of? Hate it? Love it? I'm going to go off camera and finish it up, and then I'll be back to show you how everything turns out. Okay guys, here is the finished look. I kind of went all out. I don't know, I just kept going and felt like getting sort of glammed up. I'll show you all the things that I did. I didn't actually do a foundation. I didn't want to. I don't like the feeling of foundation and how it just feels like another layer of goop on your face. So I just did a bunch of cream stuff. I have a bronzer here from Physicians Formula. It's light to medium glow boosting baked bronzer. Then I did a ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade No Vacancy. I watched a video from Angelica yesterday and I was just paying attention to her technique because I don't really use bronzer that much, and then I rarely use blush, and I was just watching her technique, so I kind of wanted to try it out myself. On my lips, I actually have a lip liner called Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner in the shade 134 Pink Wink. And then I have ColourPop Lip Oil in the shade Hey. And then I did a highlighter as well, which you might not be able to see, but it's from the Frosé palette from BH Cosmetics. I used this one right here. So there you go. This is Rachel, fully glammed. This is how glammed I get. My husband doesn't actually like makeup that much, so I'm sitting at home with the baby napping, and I'm about to go cut up a whole bunch of meat to freeze. That's my day. And yeah. Anyway, I did a winged eyeliner and some mascara, and that's everything else for the eye look. So my final thoughts on the eye look itself. I do like it. I'm not completely in love with it. I like the combination of the peachy purpley with the green underneath. I think that's kind of cool. I don't love the very inner corner where the peach meets the green. I think they're kind of clashing a little bit. And I don't know, it's just, that part doesn't excite me. I think I'd like to take a very bright light toned matte and just put a pop at the inner corner there. If I might do that, actually I have to go dig in my collection and find one that I want to use, because right now I just have my Melt palette out and that one doesn't really have an inner corner highlight. But aside from that, I think the eye look is pretty. I feel nice, and I'm going to go about my day and go, freeze a whole bunch of meat. I hope that you enjoyed the video and that you enjoyed the eye look. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see lots more content. Thank you so much for clicking on my channel. I hope you like what you see and consider coming back again. Until I see you in my next video, hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!